Today we're going to be helping TIMTHETATMAN on Rebirth Island. We're going to be breaking down a recent game that he had, focusing on things that he can do that will allow him to drop high kill games more consistently. Now, as always, if you are subscribing to that, we're going to be focusing on four main things throughout this: his aim, his movement, his positioning, and his gameplay strategy. Now, one quick thing I want to highlight before we really get into the mix here, because he's going to get straight into the action. They are playing quad fills, they being him and Booyah queued in together. Mr. Moves here is a random, but the most important thing, especially when it comes to like decision making and gameplay strategy, is no fourth teammate here. So they are playing trio quads, have to be mindful of being last alive, but also, hey, let's take advantage of the cheaper loadout. Now, landing in here at Factory's a great drop spot, guys. Really good potential for cash flow early, some potential for kills because other teams will land there, and also really good rotation from here once we get loadout, like up to grandma's, up to headquarters, up to prison. Let's go ahead and see what he does from here. When it comes to early game strategy and fighting with a pistol, this is something not many people talk about. Kind of two dynamics. Number one, pay attention to the starter pistol when you jump, right? Renetti is different than a Core 45. There's comfort levels to the starter pistol that you have, but also, hey, don't feel like you have to fight. For me personally, kind of landing in here, I kind of turn the corner here. You know, we don't get off to a good start. We're not really going to get it down right there. There's multiple enemies. I would probably jump down here. Now, he's got his teammate with him, who also happens to be Booyah, who's one of the best Rebirth players. So he's going to go ahead and play a little bit more of a support role, knowing Booyah has the gun. This is totally okay, but there's definitely that preference dynamic to it.
I got your full on the first guy.
Let's see what we got. I think there's, yeah, so last alive is over here in living quarters in this building right here. I want you to, okay, we got a team on the boat, so let's remember that. Let's see what he does. Sniper glint right there. And he's going to full send it. Yeah, this is a really, really bad decision. And there's a few things that I want to highlight in that moment. Wait, Booyah might come to the rescue here. Booyah going to get the res off. No, unfortunate. So, few things that I want to highlight, guys. So, first things first, when we get this second full kill, we need to piece together minimap information. This is an area that a lot of you struggle. So, last enemy is over here, right? This guy that's on their level is down. So, when we hear the boat, we need to kind of piece together, hey, that's another team. Now, we can check it, right? We can look and say, okay, what's going on over here? We see this enemy, but is it just him or is it four? Right? Like, we have no idea. So I'd be really careful about flying. I would not full send this, especially with the Renetti. With the Renetti, you have 5 burst pulls, right? And then you're out of bullets. And that's really tough to get it down with. Number two, and I think more importantly, supply box UAV. Guys, these are so meta early. If you find a supply box UAV, pop that thing, find a potential loadout crate around. You know, generally there's one in factory here, and then you give yourself that massive advantage. Now, regardless, like, I would try to find a gun here. Me personally, hey, let's remember the team on the boat. Let's go find an SMG. Let's find an AR. Let's maybe loot up a little bit for loadout. We'll remember that the team is here, but hey, we're not in a position to push that just yet. And he had said, like, I'm going to full send this. He knew what he was doing there. Definitely a mistake. See last alive right here, exactly what I told you. Mr. Moves is last alive because Tim and Booyah both went down. So just trying to keep the squad alive, being able to fly back in, and obviously keep this game going. Now let's see what Tim does from here. I'd be really tempted. Notice in this moment, guys, what we have. We know that there's a team on the boat, right? Definitely still multiple there. We got Mr. Moves right here. Technically, that should be in green because that's his teammate. I'd be really tempted to land like maybe rooftop of factory. Maybe we drop backside this way right here. You know, this little door, and start to loot this bottom area and see what we can find gun-wise. And we're pretty close to loadout. Again, trio quads here. 12-5 is all we need. He's going to go straight back into the boat. I don't love this play, guys. SVA, you know, it's not a great option. I think this is one where, again, we remember this information and we say, hey, we can go push these guys once we're in a better position with floor loot, once we're in a better position with loadout. That's a keyboard mouse loss right there. And look, Tim is on keyboard mouse, guys. If you do play keyboard mouse, my number one tip for you, unfortunately, I'm going to be brutally honest here. You're going to see it. Switch to controller. This guy's definitely on controller. You can see the aim assist right there. A little bit of strafing from that enemy. Obviously hits high damage areas. Much tougher for Tim to win that gunfight without aim assist. Aim assist is strong, guys. It is what it is. I would highly recommend you switch to controller. But obviously, I understand that a lot of you either are on controller or want to continue playing keyboard mouse. So once again, just flying in, very aggressive here. You know, we got multiple. We have no gun. We do still have the Renetti, right? So that goes back to that starter pistol where he's still flying in with the Renetti, so he can still win a gunfight. But I would definitely land factory here and try to reset just a little bit. They have plenty of cash for loadout, by the way. Look at that, guys. They have plenty enough to get loadout down. He doesn't have it. His teammate does. I grabbed the comms vest. Guys, comms vest you don't want. This is like this vest right here is the worst thing that you can grab on Rebirth, in my opinion, in Resurgence. And here's why. At least with Bird's Eye, like you can drop it if you get it in a perk package or something. You can't drop the comms vest. And now all of a sudden we have no levels. And you're going to see that here in a little bit where on Rebirth, because of the close quarters, because of every building has multiple levels, we need to understand. You see it right here, guys. Like, we have no idea what level this guy's on. He could be on this bottom floor right here. He could be on the second floor. He could be on the third floor. He could be on the rooftop. Like, we just have no idea. So we don't want the comms vest. Like, at this moment, at any point, if you have a ghost vest, a tempered vest, a med vest, like anything will be better than a comms vest. And he's got two great options. Biggest thing with these pistols that are, I don't know if they're still broken or not, but just super, super close quarters. Like they kill so fast, but you got to be right on top of people. So when we talk about gameplay strategy-wise and execution, you know, need to be fighting in really, really close quarters. Now, the big thing here is the hip-fire dynamic. For keyboard mouse players, that's obviously a huge advantage. Controller players, you can use these as well. You're going to get that aim assist, but you're going to be in a little bit tougher of a 1v1 fight against keyboard mouse players because of these pistols and the hip-fire dynamic. It's much easier for keyboard mouse players to execute with that hip-fire. One guy to his left side here, he's going to challenge. Really good job right there, making sure, instead of waiting, right? So look at the difference right here. So he's a little bit patient, right? I want to note the difference between these two gunfights. He's a little bit patient. He's a little bit patient. Boom. Then he challenges. And notice this enemy right here waited, right? He was trying to wait and wait and wait. Tim pushed in and caught this guy off guard, right? So now flip the script. Imagine that Tim did not push this enemy to his left side. He kind of hears him right there. Imagine Tim was in that same situation where he's just waiting and waiting and waiting, and he gets caught off guard. Instead, Tim's going to push, create that little window right there, and obviously again just using these pistols. And when we have that control, when we're pushing, right, and we can time it, by the way, no reason I'm gonna call him out for this, that he should be looking at this striker. Like, at this moment, you have your loadout, you have your perks, you have and a lot of you guys do this, you have your guns, you grab your plates. There's no reason to look and be like, oh, what loadout gun is this? Because we already have our loadout guns. We should be looking things like plates, cash, ammo, stuff like that. But going back to what I was saying about pushing here, you know, when we push, we're in control because we slide around, and all of a sudden, now we have the advantage here. We've created the window, and notice that this guy is broken before he's even done any damage to Tim. And this guy's just got no chance in this close quarters. Nice little execution there to finish. And then we immediately start thinking about our next fight, which, notice on the minimap, we got a bunch over to the left side here. He's pushing over. Was that a tempered vest? Yeah, you see that? You see that little tempered vest right there? That's what I mean. Like, I would definitely think in that moment, if you can catch it, obviously we miss stuff sometimes, but tempered vest right here, guys, which means then we drop this comms vest, at which point, hey, we have levels again, and we can easily see where these guys are. On good pacing here. If you are subscribed, guys, 4 kills in the first, right, is 20 pace. I say that in just about every video. 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 6 in the third, 6 in endgame. A little bit, he just got absolutely lasered right there, but his teammate is going to come up here and be able to revive. Good random teammate. Doesn't always happen, but he's got a good random right there. And Booyah's going to get back in the mix. Booyah had to step away for a second. So let's see what we got here. Check back behind. Obviously, have no idea what level any of these guys are on because of that comms vest. I'm going to keep highlighting that. Good shots right there with the STG. I would push in here. Because when we talk about, well, especially as you get better on controller. Booyah, I just stole that. That's so unfortunate. So keyboard and mouse players and even on controller guys take advantage of the smoke here. One of the biggest things that people don't like fighting in smoke. So as you improve and as you become more steady with that right stick, and keyboard mouse players, you know, you can really take advantage of this, is push into the smoke. Put the pressure on these enemies. Go get that full kill. Put the pressure on enemy number 2 to execute with no aim assist on controller. Dare him to do it and see if he can actually do it. Instead, notice the hesitation by Tim. Unfortunate there that Booyah ended up stealing that kill. Straight back right there. Yeah, that's just not the range for... He just hit that throwing knife. That's just not the range for those pistols. Those things are so... I don't know if they are still that good or if they were still that good, but... Still have the bounty next to us. And what's the biggest thing we noticed in this situation? Okay, what's your thought process right here? I want you to take a look at everything. Take a look at the bottom left, take a look at the bottom right, take a look at his kill streaks, take a look at his kills, teams left, bounty contract, right? Take a look at everything. Think about what your play is right here. You know, this is a UAV, right? Now, what I would do here immediately is I would go, honestly, probably UAV to bounty contract, right? So let's go pop the UAV real quick with the 6K. Let's go push bounty for the extra cash flow because obviously we get more cash from there. Or, I mean, you could absolutely go push this living quarters team, but biggest thing in this moment is recognizing that 6K, going, okay, what is our next move?
That's insane.
I did kill him.
Oh, God, it was right. Is that bounty? That might be unfortunate for that guy. People to his right side there? No, it's not bounty. So it's multiple enemies, which, again, we didn't know that, right? Because we didn't have that information. Good shots right there with the STG. He stole that kill for sure. And he's up to 6. So we're at 6 going into the second here. He's definitely above his 20 kill pacing. Needs technically only 2 more to stay on that 20 kill pacing, right? 4 in the first, 4 in the second. But ideally, we could start to build on this and maybe get to 10, maybe get to 11, making it easier to get to that 20 kill game. Good job checking to that left side because that guy was there on the mini-map. Let's see how he clears this. Yep, I would clear inside left, maybe. Nope, we're just going to clear up top. That's fine. What do we do from here? Good. I like that a lot. Those things are absolutely incredible to rotate with.
What about self first?
Self and Yui? We have enough. Yeah, self, Yui. Let's push.
I'm gonna fly.
And we're flying. We got people to our right. And what's the biggest thing that I notice here, guys, is this. I noticed this right here. Like, this is, you look at it, guys, there's 6, 7 enemy teams left. You got 1 right here. That means there's like 6 over here. So this is the action that we want to be in. Do you see somebody on loadout? Or that guy die? I don't know. There's definitely nobody over here. Because he has the comms vest, which means he sees ghosted players. That's the only benefit to that, but still, I think levels are more important. One guy flying in right there. Bunch of people in chem here. Oh, and there's a team at Biomate. Oh my gosh, he just got fried. Still a bunch of people in here, though. One down below him. Good. Yeah, good shots right there. Oh, and grab the specialist. Yeah, anytime you see Shrouded Perk, guys, check for specialist. Obviously, that guy had it. But Shrouded Perk, if you see somebody go down and a smoke drops, it means they have the Shrouded Perk, which either means they have a floor loot perk package or they have specialist. Pretty much nobody's actually running Shrouded in their perk package.
This is me playing disc golf.
So now everybody's on the other side of the map, right? We remember that information that, like, everybody's on the other side. High alerted in the back, maybe, or high alerted to his right somewhere? Somebody get that down. Yeah, that's a full kill right there. Straight ahead. Yeah, go push this guy. This is close quarters right here. And this is where, you know, with an SMG, if you're on keyboard and mouse, like I might, and you can even hold this, guys. You can play this from like here, right? And just kind of see if you can get the angle inside, at which point you know he's in there, regardless of keyboard, mouse, or controller. But when you have these and you got to fight in super, super close quarters, that's the big thing with these pistols, is getting in that super close quarter range where you can be accurate with that hip fire. And then, of course, you can take advantage of that TTK. Only 5 teams left. This is something that I like watched a bunch of Tim's VODs back to figure out a good game to grab, and like they just wipe their lobbies. I don't know if they're only going for wins. He does drop high kill games here and there. Again, today's video is all about dropping that consistent 20 kill game that I think everybody can drop regardless of your skill level. But it's really like his lobbies just get smoked. They die so fast, and I think they do wipe a decent amount of teams. Once again, what do we notice here, guys? Biggest thing is when if you're not sure where to go, right? Okay, so like in this moment, if you're in this position here, I just want you to remember this. This is one of the biggest takeaways from today's video is if you're unsure of where to go, in this moment, we don't know where any teams are besides the bounty team, okay? First things first is, can you buy a UAV? If you could buy a UAV, if you have enough cash for it, great, go buy one, okay? If not, do you have enough for a portable radar? If yes, great, go buy one. Get that information. If not, look for weapon pings. Go ahead and just push towards bounty contract here, right? Start working your way towards living quarters. I don't know if this bounty's in, living quarters or stronghold, but we know that everybody's on this side of the map right here. So let's just start working our way that way, and eventually we're going to find somebody. And then from there, if we don't have that information, just push a hot area, and that's when we're really wandering. If we don't have like a bounty contract or anything like that, that's when we're wandering. But in this case, like, not only do we have 35,000, but this is where I tell you, hey, Tim, you have 16K here, right? Like, you just go buy the UAV. Dude, you don't need Booyah's money. You don't need to, you can tell Booyah to buy a UAV. That's totally okay too. But for you watching this video, like, you have the cash here. Pay attention to your own cash flow. So we have enough for a UAV. Let's figure out what's going on, right? Let's figure out where teams are. Let's figure out where the hot areas are. This way we can get into that mix. Also, pacing wise, notice he picked up 2 kills right there. We're technically still on good pace for 20, but lobby's a little bit dead, which is going to make it a little bit tougher. Good shots right there. That's an easy kill. Backside this way to his left. Nice. Did he get that? I don't. Nope, he did not get that. Unfortunate. 4 teams left, 9 enemies. Or 9 kills, sorry. Nice. He's never going to win that gunfight. That's the tough part. So that's where the static is so good, is that range. That range on the static is great. Same thing with the striker. Obviously, Superi range is not nearly as good anymore, but especially with the static, the striker, and the WSP9, the range on the SMGs is the biggest thing. See if he gets Loadout back. Do we have Loadout? We have a few options. We have Loadout here. Obviously we still have biometric scanner, which I'm a huge fan of. He might be able to land on his stuff, but it looks like there might be people over there still. And he did just ask Booyah to buy him a Loadout, which with the fire sale, it's only like 6K, 6.5 or something because of that dynamic Loadout cost.
Yeah, they took my specialist.
Bunker.
The TTV team took my guns. It's all over. We had fun.
What do we have here? That guy have a Superi? Is he? I guess he's not going to grab that Superi. I would always grab those Loadout guns, guys. Grab that. Oh, he got his guns back. Do you have anything? Oh, he has specialist back too. Now he's got 33K. I'd be really tempted to go like UAV here. Definitely go with a Loadout down. But you already have 2 Loadouts down, so maybe you don't need one. Back inside. He has the gas mask on, so this bunker buster will do initial damage to him, but he can run through it, but it still does that initial damage, guys, so be really careful with that. And he's buying another redeploy balloon. Those redeploy balloons are really, really good, guys. Take advantage of those. They allow you to rotate quickly, rotate safely, and steal high ground. So instead of having to rotate on foot, look at that. He's still... he has specialist, which is why he now, once again, no longer has levels. Look at the right side of your mini-map here. Trying to get that live ping. Live pings are just a huge advantage. Obviously, he doesn't need... controller players would not get aim assist through that. He can use that to his advantage. One guy back behind him, but I like this decision here to get back into the action. Right? Like, focus on where the hot areas are. Look at the minimap right here. You see it. So we can absolutely take this solo player, but we could also just push over here and get into the mix this way and see how many kills we can get. Looking to be at 14 here by the end of this circle, which is going to be really, really tough to do. You won't. Booyah's shooting absolute nukes.
What was that?
There's somebody back behind him for sure, but there's still a bunch of people straight ahead of him. And this is where he needs like 1 or 2. Booyah just wiped another team. That's tough. That's the team dynamic, guys. Good shots right there. Still multiple in there, though. Be really careful. Yeah, he played out a little bit aggressive with those pistols. Also, keyboard and mouse players, use that smoke to your advantage. Like, he could throw a smoke here and just push straight in. Down below. Yeah, this lobby's just smoked. And you definitely got to work to keep those lobbies alive. And by the way, this is a dynamic between Booyah and Tim that I would highlight here, especially as... oh my gosh. Should snipers stay? Should one-shot snipers stay, or should they go? Especially on Rebirth Island. That's unfortunate.
Get in the window on me. Oh, you're good, bro. Oh,
You got push up. That's one dynamic with like playing as a squad, guys, is trying to be really careful about wiping teams. Because again, you know, there's 2 enemies. You kill one. Obviously, you got to calm out that, you know, hey, last alive right there. We might want to think about if we want to actually wipe them or not.
Specialist, you're that good.
I got one.
13 kills here. Obviously, one other team in 4th circle. That's just, that lobby just got absolutely destroyed. But I kind of look at this and I'm like, well, technically they wiped a lot of teams. I think they wiped probably like 4 or 5 teams there. They spawned in with 11 teams, so they kind of wiped half the lobby essentially, which just hurts your kill potential. Still so much cash flow. I mean, 63 grand, guys. They should be spending this UAVs buyback right there. Yeah, and we're gonna anticipate these guys pushing down below us here in the stairwell. He's just full sending with these pistols right now. One guy straight ahead. We don't know where his teammates are though. Why? Because we don't have a UAV or anything. That's the range of the pistols. Now, the biggest thing that I would say here, guys, is patience, right? Like, we know that there's multiple, a little over-aggressive here with the pistols and kind of relying on them a little bit too much, right? Kind of just full sending in there. You know, we're already down to 22 rounds right there, technically 44 bullets, but, you know, 22 shots there with each one. It's really tough to get 2 downs there, being a little bit over-aggressive. I'd like to see him play it a little bit more patient, maybe get it down in thirst, and then go ahead. He's not going to get any weapon pings, but he at least takes that guy out of the fight and can figure out his next move. Also, understanding when you're in a bad spot. Yeah, actually, that's not understanding when you're in a bad spot. That's just unfortunate there that this guy has the static, right? And this guy has a little bit more range. There's a few guns that we have that, you know, it's just that range is so crucial to understand, where if you're a little bit outside of that range, the TTK has a pretty big drop-off, and you got to really be careful. What do you got here? 2 enemies left. Well, obviously, we know where both are, so let's go ahead and push here. Right? 2 enemies left. We got 1 in prison. We got 1 here in whatever you want to call it, Grandpa's headquarters. So let's go ahead and push this pretty aggressively. See up top? Yeah, we just clear up top here. Good shots. Pretty easy kill there in that super close quarters. That's the spot we want to be in. 14 kills here, so, you know, potentially going to fall short. Still has the chance, though, if they buy back and stuff. Is this guy flying? No, he's right there. I'd go put the pressure on here. Booyah takes the last kill. So overall, a really good game. I mean, 14 kills, was off to good pacing. Had 6 kills in that first circle, but that mid-game, guys, 2nd and 3rd circle is where a lot of you guys need to improve. You know, pop more UAVs, act on more information, try to keep lobbies healthy as much as possible, and that those kills will take care of themselves. He only needed 6 more, but that end game, you know, he wasn't able to get a ton because the lobby died out. So that's kind of the biggest things that I would focus on. Guys, as I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.